now. From Lakes Area Local Access Television, your best choice for local news and information in the Glacial Lakes region. This is Lakes Area News with Chelsea Nelson.
Sometimes when buildings get old, it's good to tear them down. But when that building has solid bones, character, and is part of your history, you help it last and carry on its legacy. And that is exactly what Jeremy and Sarah Weber want for the old flour mill in Sauk Center. Jeremy and Sarah Weber currently have their store in the front of the mill in Sauk Center. The rest of the towering building used to be a flour mill and many other things throughout the years.
The first telephone company was originally put in a house, and then it was moved here. And the first power came from this building. The Dewey Truman, the election for that way back when. This was the campaign headquarters for the Dewey campaign. It's just tons of history that, we've just uncovered, thanks to the public.
It didn't look like much until they peeled back centuries of plaster and paint.
We uncovered the brick walls and didn't actually realize what all was underneath, all these layers and layers that the years have just taken over.
And so his inspiration began.
Just taking something old and turning it new again. You know, everybody talks about going green. I think this is probably the best way, is just take something old, revive it, and just make something bigger than what Sauk Center currently has to offer, and add to that.
Jeremy's wife thought he was crazy at first, but she warmed up to the idea.
And like Jeremy mentioned, we want to go green. We want to install those 3-pane windows to create energy efficiency. We want to put solar panels on the roof in order to have more of an opportunity to get possible grants and loans to improve the structure and create a more historical feel, which is the overall objective, is to create the historical aspect and bring the culture back alive.
Their landlord, who owns the building, balked at first, refusing to sell the building to anyone. But he changed his mind.
He wants to see this succeed, but he doesn't want to put that effort forth. And it just makes it sort of this great blend of ideas that he's willing to compromise, and we're willing to go out on a limb and put ourselves out there to the public and say, just help us make this succeed. I think that's a very important part of this, is getting the public support.
Their dream is to blend the old with the new.
It's what makes us just, Americans in general, we tend to go for the new and the better, and we disregard the old. And I think this is one of those things where we are able to bring the old with the new and just give it a new life.
Their dream is to restore the old look, create a museum, an entire shopping center with a romantic Italian restaurant overlooking the river.
I just see, the first floor being about the history of Sauk Center in Minnesota, and trying to create some sort of walking museum and showing so much of the rich culture that's been alive and been kind of buried in Sauk Center.
Their store would continue to be dedicated to local artisans who are their inspiration.
We'll be, housing our store with big model trains going around and kites from the ceiling, and big stuffed animals and a lot of toys and crafts in one area, and then maybe in another area there's going to be art and pottery and sculptors coming in to showcase their products, and so many endless possibilities.
To make this a reality, the Webers are asking for help to raise funds. $40,000 is needed to buy the building by June 1st.
When we secure the building, you'll see changes start immediately. It won't be years and years, and people aren't putting money into something they'll never see come out of it.
The structure already has a solid foundation.
This structure was made to never move, and it was actually built like this because the first building burnt down, and they wanted it to stand the test of time.
The Webers dream of bringing the history of it back to life with a new twist and purpose, like it's done for 121 years. For how you can support the restoration and renovation of the historic flour mill in Sauk Center, visit our website and click on more.